Good evening and welcome to Loudon, New Hampshire, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and tonight's round 10 of the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series here on Full Throttle Television. My name is Brody Hanna. Beside me, as always, in the booth is Tony Solari. And Tony, tonight they visit one of the biggest tracks on the schedule, and you're talking about long straightaways, high speeds, and some pretty exciting racing, I'm sure.
Yep, we're here in New Hampshire, not to be confused with Old Hampshire, and it's somewhat similar to Martinsville, but slightly different. So it's a flat track, and they do have that long straightaway on the backside of the track, and so they're going to see the same challenges, getting that power down.
Yeah, some long straightaways. That's going to be a talking point tonight. We know how tough these cars are to handle down the straightaways as far as the keeping the car straight, coming off the corners, and getting the power down with the stagger and the tires. And it's all going to be a storyline here. But like I said, this is one of the largest tracks. It's going to be one of the more high speed tracks of the schedule. And I'm sure we're going to see some maybe a little bit of drafting down the straightaways like they do in the modifieds. There's going to be a lot of new things these guys are going to encounter tonight.
For sure. You definitely have a lot more throttle time, even though you still got to be easy on it. There's hardly any braking with the practicing that I was doing on it. The corners felt really good. It's just, getting that power down, coming out of each 2 and 4 is going to be the trick for the evening.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the track. Let's look at our race info as we're talking about it anyway tonight. New Hampshire Motor Speedway, a 1 mile track, long straightaways, sweeping flat corners. It's going to be a challenging track for sure. You see the weather. It's kind of the default iRacing weather. No big surprises there, but these guys are going to have to handle the transition of the different banking degrees in the corners a little bit. Even in any car, there's a little bit of a difference between the bottom and the middle groove, and you can feel it in the car. I bet it's going to be especially prevalent here with these cars as far as trying to find the best way around the corners. And honestly, with the horsepower these cars have, you kind of want to keep the momentum up. So you may see some guys venture even into the third lane.
They have options for sure, and the track is a little bit wider. Well, it's quite a bit wider than last week at Martinsville, so they do have a little bit more breathing room as far as the wall goes. And I could see running middle, maybe even some top lane. Not that I think we're going to see too much of it, but it could possibly go there.
You see some of the guys getting their qualifying laps in. We mentioned the points in the we were talking about it before the broadcast, and Ty Bostic comes in with a slim 7-point lead over Sean Huffstetler in the points. Ty's had a couple of rough races and kind of fallen back into the clutches of Sean. So that's a storyline we're going to watch tonight as well as far as the points battle goes. Only 3 races remaining in the series. There's plenty of time for things to get shaken up.
Yep. Oh yeah, and hopefully we don't have the same to take the leader out curse like we've had the last couple of weeks. But it's the point battle is going to get tighter. You got Michael Murray. I don't even know where he's sitting in points right now to see. He's a 3-time winner now, but Sean's been holding it nice and steady for the remaining last couple of weeks. He's had some decent luck, so that's why he's up there fighting for that top spot.
Well, let's take a few minutes here just to thank our sponsors before we get started here. When we come back, we'll give you guys the rundown of Heat 1, and we'll get racing underway here at the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. Racing action from the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series is brought to you by Team 126 Racing, your home for hard-nosed, short-track racing action from the UK. Like and follow them at facebook.com/Team126Racing. By Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing and experience immersion on a whole new level. Visit thebuttkicker.com to see all of their amazing products today. By Track Racer. Experience refined gaming for yourself, including the new Alpine Racing TRX system. For more information, visit trackracer.com today. By Edwards Setup Shop. Proud setup provider of the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. Visit facebook.com/Edwards Setup Shop for more information. And by Epsilon Sprint Wraps, the place to get your sprint car and dirt racing paint schemes. Visit facebook.com/Epsilon Sprint Wraps today. And as these guys finish up qualifying, we're going to take a quick look at our race format for tonight. 2 laps of qualifying. These guys are just finishing up. After qualifying, the top 7 qualifiers will be inverted for the heats. Usually we'll have 2 heats, heat 1 and heat 2 here, 8 laps each. No cautions in the heats. The first heat sets the inside row, the second heat sets the outside row. And then for the main event, we have 60 laps here tonight. Cautions will be on. There are no fast repairs tonight, and we'll see who takes home the victory. But Tony, I'm not so sure. We'll see if we have 2 heats, 1 heat or two. Looks like we are going to have 2 heats tonight, so that's going to be great. A little bit more racing action for the guys, and they're lining up for heat 1 right now.
Actually, I'm showing only one heat for the evening, but
Oh,
Michael Murray did get the pole as far as qualifying times go, but it looks like we got David Baldessar starting on the front row next to Trevor Dyer starting number 2.
yep. And like I said, the top 7 inverted, so it looks like Ty Bostic was fastest in qualifying. Michael Murray second. No surprise. Sean Huffstetler third. There's your 3 in the points there. We were just talking about. But they'll be coming from 5th, 6th, and 7th, respectively. But yeah, David Baltasar on the front in the 45 and Trevor Dyer on the outside in the 38. We'll start out on the front row for this heat. In third place, going to be Sean Marshall Layton in the 6th, and Chad Biesinger is going to make row 2. Row 3 is going to be Sean Huffstetler, like we talked about, Michael Murray. Ty Bostic will start 7th in the 24. 8th place is going to be Bryant Newingham. Ninth is going to be Billy O. Smith in the 75. Ed Walk, one of our recent winners, will start 10th in the 75 machine. And rounding out your 11 car field is going to be the 18 of Brendan Basinger for the heat. Again, a short 8 lap race. You know, this may be a little bit longer actually than some of the other heat races we've seen. They go by in a blink of an eye. They're going to have a little time to think about this and kind of maybe make some moves, learn about the track, kind of learn where you want to be with the cars around you. And we'll see who kind of has the hot hand here to start off.
It's about 28 to 29 seconds a lap, so it's going to be a little under a 4-minute race. It's actually a little bit more time than what they're normally used to. It's just going to see who's going to get the power down. But obviously, there is no fast repairs or even cautions, so you got to take care of it for these 8 laps.
Yeah, we're going to see the pace truck pull off here. He's off. They're coming down to the line, and we'll see who starts out with the good feeling here early in the race. And green flag's out, one away, and Baltasar gets a great jump on Dyer and into 1.
Oh, he took off like a shotgun there. That was a great restart by him. Now he just got to maintain and hold it.
Down the backstretch they come. You know, we talked about how tough these cars are to handle down the backstretch. You mentioned it before we came on air that turn 2 may be the trouble spot. We'll keep an eye there, as it looks like we already had some issues. Looks like everybody's going to keep going here, but Baltasar's going to lead lap 1.
And he's got a pretty good lead so far over Marshall Layton, even though Marshall kind of snuck up into second place. Looks like he's starting to make a little bit of run on David. Ooh, and David just tapped the wall, and that kind of killed his momentum.
No!
Marshall just he got collected in that.
He did.
He didn't know where to go.
Wrong place, wrong time there. As Baltasar struggled off turn 2. We just talked about how tough turn 2 was going to be. And it unfortunately claims Baltasar and then Layton for sure. And Bryant Newingham and Ed Walk also had issues earlier in the run.
I'm looking at everybody too. We got guys running high, low. Trevor Dyer went pretty high. Michael McMurray got under him, and then Trevor came back around him on the low side, and he is just getting crowded now. It looks like he is out of the groove, and he just lost about 4 spots.
Boy, that was close between him and I believe that was who is that in front of him? Is it Bostic?
I think it may have been Ty. Yeah, Ty got.
It was Biesinger. It was between Biesinger and Trevor Dyer. That was really close coming through 3 and 4. But these guys keep it under them. 5 laps to go now in the heat, and everybody's starting to get sorted out here, but nobody's kind of pulled away.
Yeah, Michael Murray took the lead, and he's holding a decent distance against Sean in second place right now. And you got Chad, Ty, and Trevor behind there. David Balzar looks like he is struggling sadly. Our pole sitter for tonight for the heat race.
He's dropped back to sixth place already behind this gaggle of cars we're watching here for third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, I wonder if he got a little bit of damage too, and he's just kind of nursing it around there when he tapped the wall. And then
And,
they have a lot of space out here, but it just, yeah, he just got a little bit too close to the wall.
well, let's see. Is that Bostic? Tap the wall off 4-2. These guys are struggling off the corner. But yeah, these heat racers are not only just kind of a warm up. Some of these guys are looking at, the more cars I can pass in the heat race, the fewer I've got to pass in the main.
Yes, for sure. And yeah, I'm just watching. Everybody's still kind of single file. Ty and who is that? Trevor Dyer. They're kind of got a good battle going on for fourth and fifth right now. But that's really the only main action I see on the track.
Yeah, these guys kind of settled out here, and Murray's starting to put a little distance on Huffstutler in second, Biesinger in third. And I tell you, Ty Bostic comes in with that 7-point lead. He's in fourth place. He's losing points as they stand to Sean Huffstutler, 2 positions ahead of him.
Well, it's just a heat race, and yeah, I don't know how big the heat races fall on their final point standing, but yeah, so far I like what I see, and we got the top 4 right now are they're doing their thing, and these are the guys that we usually look at every week.
Well,
I think they're
right
coming to
now,
the green now.
yeah, the white flag's out, and so Murray's looking pretty good here down the backstretch into 3. Looks like he's going to take heat race number 1 if he can hold on to it. Through 3 and 4, no issues coming off of 4, and Murray is going to score the first checkered flag of the night here at New Hampshire.
Yeah, when he took over the lead, he just kept it nice and calm and straight. You didn't see any wiggles. He ran a really good line, kind of just in the middle of the track, and he was able to, even make up a little bit of space on Sean.
So Murray's going to take home the victory in the heat race. Sean Huffstutler second, Chad Biesinger third, and that's going to be your top 3 starting for the main event as well. So he's basically, picked up where he left off as far as Murray goes. Looking quick here tonight. Huffstutler looking quick as well. Was able to work their way through the field. Bostic kind of got held up a little bit there. Ended up fourth, but was able to make up some positions as well. So no surprise there. Seeing some of the fast guys kind of, the cream rise to the top.
Yeah, it's just gonna see. Will the curse affect our leaders like they have the last couple of weeks, and will we get another shakeup as far as the finish goes? But we're about to find out.
Yeah, we're looking at the starting lineup here. On pole for the main event, 60 laps, is going to be Michael Murray in the 14 car. On the outside, it's going to be Sean Huffstutler in the 94. Starting in row 2 is going to be the 23 of Chad Biesinger. Beside him is going to be the Ty Bostic machine, number 24. Starting 5th is going to be the 38, Trevor Dyer. 6th is going to be Brendan Biesinger in the 18. 7th is going to be the 45 of David Baldassare. He struggled a little bit there in the heat, looking to rebound. And beside him is one guy who had tough luck in the heat there, got collected. Was the 6 of Marshall 8. Starting 9th is going to be the 75 of Billy O. Smith. To the outside of him is the 10 of Ed Walk. And rounding out your 11 car field is the 17 of Bryant Newingham.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun little race here. 60 laps is not going to be as long as our Martinsville 100 lapper, but they do got a little bit of longer track. So I wonder if we're going to have a little fuel play into this too, where we might see some guys grab some fuel to keep some weight in that rear end.
Well, you got high speeds here at New Hampshire, high stakes for the points championship. We'll see how it plays out as they wait to see the green flag. Green flag's out. We're underway here at New Hampshire.
It looks like everybody got out of that restart just real nice. No slips, no trips, and looks like we got Sean though already starting to make a move for that top spot.
Huffstutler to the inside in the 94, 14 of Murray on the outside. Huffstutler's going to grab it going into 3, put Huffstutler to the lead in the number 94.
Yeah, Michael just kind of seemed like he just let him go, and maybe he's just kind of saving some of his stuff for the end of this race. But it looks like we got a good battle for third and fourth now. We got Chad Biesinger and Ty Bostic. Chad on the outside, and it looks like Ty made that work. So we got Ty now in third.
Ty Bostic to third, Chad Biesinger back to fourth, Brendan Biesinger in fifth, looking on.
And I'm going back to the leader now, Sean. He he got the lead, but Michael did not let up on him. He's just still kind of keeping a nice little distance on him. Hasn't let him walk away though either.
There's your 2 leaders. Huffstetter out front. Murray making up ground through the middle of the corner. He's going to challenge him coming off 2. He's going to back off of it and ride.
Yeah, it looks like, and we're pretty much single file throughout the back of the run there. Everybody's just kind of holding their position. It could be a tire strategy game. I know this track does have some bit of wear to it, so I'm not exact. I didn't do any long runs in this car, so I couldn't exactly tell you what kind of tire wear they're going to be receiving. But yeah, everybody looks pretty calm right now.
Through 2, lap 3 completed. We're on lap 4. Everything clean and green so far.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a move of some sort, but it's so early, and like I say, they got still quite a long way to go, and maybe we got a lot of guys that are really just trying to save their stuff right now.
Looks like everybody's satisfied to run that second groove, Tony, and that's kind of where the main groove is around this track. That very bottom lane, you'll notice they're not using that. That's really flat down there, so it kind of upsets the car. You can carry more speed in that second lane, and everybody's picked up on that.
Yeah, and it's true. Yeah, they are. They're in that second groove, and a lot of them, on exit, they're some guys are staying really tight to the wall, and some guys are, leaving a good car length or two.
While you were out there, were you able to see how? I don't know how much draft these guys are getting. It doesn't look like it's that big of a deal in these cars.
Well, unfortunately, in the watch session that I get to try, I wasn't able to test any traffic to see if there was any draft. But I can tell you the top 7 cars right now, they've pulled away from the rest of the field, so there might be a bit of a draft issue there.
Everybody's just riding right now, trying to log some laps. It's understandable. I mean, these cars are kind of a handful, so you just kind of want to, get some laps under you and go racing there towards the end. Lap 7 is what we're currently on, and we talk about it every week. These cars are not going to handle any better. It's going to get worse from here. So everybody's just trying to figure out, how can I save my tires? Maybe keep some fuel in it, kind of keep the weight on the rear, and have a shot to kind of press at the end without it getting too out of control.
It's if you get that restart, the restarts are always the killer because you just gotta be careful on that throttle and squeeze it off just right just to get a good launch. But I'm watching everybody too, and everybody's just nice and straight. I don't see any wiggling. They are really just keeping these cars under them right now, and that's a good thing. I'm just waiting for some of the fun action starting to kick up. But it looks like Michael Murray, he might be getting a little impatient there and getting ready to make a move on Sean.
I was about to say, he looks like he's a little quicker than Sean Huffstetter in certain places. And I wonder if he's just kind of, and I'm sure he's just biding his time at this point because he is able to pull right it back behind Huffstetter down the straightaway. So he's just waiting to pounce at the right time.
It almost looks like he's kind of letting up a little bit, just trying to stay behind there. Maybe he's trying to save fuel that way if there is a bit of a draft going on. Let somebody else take all the air and burn up their gas.
Back here, Marshall Layton looks like he's lost the pack a little bit. Maybe by design, maybe just riding, but he's the first car in 7th place here that's kind of lost touch with the front pack.
Yeah, I see him back there. He, I think he slipped up a little bit and just kind of lost that groove. And I guess we'll see if he can make it up or not. If there is a draft in play.
Trevor Dyer in front of him in 6th, 5th place, Brendan Basinger. And then you got the gaggle of cars. 4th to 1st, man. You could throw it looks like we're gonna have him. Nope. I thought he was gonna make a move there, but looks like he just got a little sideways.
Yeah, well, with Trevor, I'm going back now to Trevor and Marshall. He kind of slipped up a little bit, but it allowed Marshall to kind of catch him. And they still look like they're in somewhat draft distance, so we'll see if the two of them could close up. It kind of looks like Sean, too, is kind of holding up the field a little bit, and everybody's just kind of being nice and waiting to make their move.
We got the battle for 8th and 9th back here. Ed Walk trying to get by and will get by David Baldassar, so put Ed back to 8th. Had some issues in the heat race again.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for Ed because he's been a good mover and shaker in the last couple of weeks too. So maybe he's still have an opportunity to get back up in here, up in the front later on.
And we've got a caution on the Speedway. Looks like it's Billy O. Smith having issues in the number 75 already on pit road. Let's see if we can pull that up and see what happened. Coming out of turn 2 down the straightaway. Well, he got out of control. He lost control about 3/4 down the straightaway there and was just unable to catch it. I mean, these cars are evil once they start getting sideways.
Yeah, and from the looks of it too, it didn't look like he was struggling at the first part of the straightaway, but yeah, towards the end of it, right when you're kind of lifting, I don't know what happened. That's kind of odd to have that happen.
Being on board, it sounds like he was losing grip, like he was trying to get the power down and losing grip all the way down the straightaway. Chased it all the way down the straightaway, and finally it got too much for him, and well, that's what happened.
Well, yeah, that as I'm looking at it again too, yeah, it's yeah, he was he was chasing the dog there, like a dog chasing his tail.
We got pit stops.
Yeah,
We don't usually have pit stops with this car, but these guys are going to come in and get that fuel, make sure they can make it to the end, and honestly, just add some weight to the rear of the cars. You know, we talked about that before, about how important it is to keep those rear tires planted. This weight in the rear of the car is going to help.
yeah, being a quarter of the way done with the race already, yeah, it looks like the entire field came in for that pit stop, and yeah, so unfortunately, nobody's got any good strategy out of it. So time will tell who made the right move and who didn't.
But luckily, with these cars too, they don't need a push truck. You know, these cars usually you'll need a push truck to get going again. These
Right,
guys
right.
with the automatic clutch, they don't have to worry about that. They just kind of roll back out there, so that's easy for them. Any of you guys that's watched like the little 500 and stuff, you know what I'm talking about. The push trucks, you know, the teams fighting over push trucks. It's entertaining, but here we don't have to worry about that.
Nope. And it looks to me, Michael Murray was able to capitalize on that pit stop. He was able to get out early, get that spot, made the pass the easy way.
Yeah. Anytime you can pass under caution on pit road, it's definitely the easier way to go about it.
Yeah, well, we'll just see if he can hang on to it now. And we know he was fast. Did look like Sean was maybe kind of holding him up a little bit, and now it's the game is in his court right now.
I'm going to go back to Billy O. Smith's wreck a little bit and kind of describe what I think he was struggling with there. If you guys have ever watched drag racing, you see the cars take off and then they start getting the wheel spin, and those cars get sideways when they do that too. That's one thing, but these cars have stagger, so the rear tire is larger than the right rear tire is larger than the left rear tire. So you can imagine there's increased grip on the right, and there's that weird dynamic of the weight and the grip, you know, patch and the difference. So you can imagine a dragster trying to take off and trying to get traction and breaking traction, how hard that is. Try doing that with the stagger. I'm telling you, it's tough. But we're back green here. Michael Murray's going to take the green flag, and Sean Huffstetler's going to be right on the back of him, kind of riding his coattails into one.
Yeah, the two of them got a really great start. There was a little bit of shakeup too for some of the cars in the back of the field. It might have been Ty Bostic, but yeah, everybody's still looking good and straight, and we're green, and just moving along here.
Yeah,
Let's see if Michael could pull this away.
Ty Bostic currently in ninth. Not really sure what happened there, unless he was speeding on pit road or something. But way back in the pack now, and that's gonna hurt his points chances as well.
Yeah, and like I say, it looked on the restart he kind of slipped up a little bit. Didn't have the great start, and but he's still back on the tail of Marshall Layton. So we'll start seeing Ty, I bet you, move up through the pack here.
Well, we've seen a lot go on in these races, and we're certainly a long way from the end. So nothing's set yet at this point. But these guys kind of got back going here. We have completed 18 laps of the scheduled 60 laps, so we're approaching a third distance.
Yeah, and I'm watching the leaders now. I'm looking at Michael Murray. He's got great drive off. Oh, and we got somebody way in the wall, flipping all over the place.
Get a look at your gauges. Everything good?
It's like it was the 18 of Brandon Basinger. And the guys are going to take the caution flag, and we're going to slow it down once again. Let's see if we can see what happened to Brennan here. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Oh, it looks like the car just did not turn. I wonder if is he the one that had VR issues before?
He was having even connection issues tonight, and that may have been a result of that.
Okay, let's ride along board with him. You guys hang on. This is gonna be a hard hit. He slows down for the corner, but it's like it completely. Yeah, he lost all input. Looks like because he did not turn, he didn't brake. He just rolled right into the wall and went flipping, and that was it.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing. Too. He's been he's just been having some bad luck with this new computer lately. And yeah, it looked like the server's showing too. He just dropped again. So yeah, he was having maybe just internet connection issues. Hopefully, it's not computer issues. We know people that have the computer issues and the internet issues, but it sucks when you have them both.
Yeah, no, familiar. Well, you got Michael Murray leading right now in the 14. You got Huffstetler second, Chad Basinger in third, and Chad's trying to get his first win of the season too, so he's in pretty good position here. Trevor Dyer in the same boat, and you got Ed Walk up to 5th place already, so Ed's worked his way from the back up to 5th.
Yeah, well, it's good to see that number 10 up in the top 5 again. He finally made some headway, and yeah, he's looking good. And you mentioned Chad and Trevor; they've both been looking really nice and strong too. Not only the last couple of weeks, but tonight. And yeah, they're up there in the fight. They're praying for the 2-man, the top 2 curse.
Yeah, and we've seen it a couple races. I mean, it's certainly not out of the question. I think these guys are just trying to want to get towards the end and mix it up, and everybody's kind of content with riding right now until they get to the end. And honestly, we haven't seen too many issues coming off the corner like I thought we would. But of course, we're early on, and as the tires wear, it's going to get harder and harder to get that power down off the corner. And these guys are going to have to find a way to get the most power down without the wheel spin.
Yeah, the wheel spin is the killer. Not only just on restart, but just getting it out of that corner, coming out of 2 and 4. You just got to be ever so smooth. You're barely even getting full throttle. You're almost scared to go full throttle just because the car could just get loose in a flash.
Yeah, turn 2. We talked about how this track's a little tricky off turn 2. I've always found that off turn 2, there's a little bit of a dip down, especially close to the wall. For some reason, you come off that corner, and there's a little bit of a crest, more so than in turn 4. It has always made that turn a little more difficult, just coming out of that corner, getting the power down in any car, much less these cars. So it's a little tricky. We've seen some guys, I think, kind of find that.
Yeah, it's a knife edge, and you just got to be on. You got to be right on that edge. You can't slip one way or another, or it's a feast or famine.
Let's do something. We're going to ride along with Sean Huffstetler here on the restart. Just kind of ride with him and see what he's experiencing. He's currently looking to make up some points. Bostic's still stuck in 8th place, not having the night he's wanting tonight. Had some issues in the heat race and now struggling a little bit in the main event. So he's got to make up some positions, make up some points to kind of stay in that points lead. But we're coming to the green. Pace truck's off. We're riding along with Sean Huffstetler to see what he sees as we go green.
Green.
They're green. Yeah, he was getting ready to make a pass there. He had a great restart too. And back to Ty that you were saying even before the restart, it's still early. We're not even halfway yet, so really anything can happen with him too. He's just got to capitalize on some of these restarts.
Little dashboard, kind of see what these guys are getting speed-wise. Over 105 miles an hour through the middle of the corner, up to 150, 164 down the straightaway. It was like max.
Could you imagine doing 164 miles an hour in these little bitty go-karts?
I'll leave it to them. It's It's got to be a handful.
I mean, imagine just doing 100 miles an hour in your street car, and then these little things, basically just a cage on some odd-sized wheels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're brave. That's for sure. I mean, we've seen these guys get up in the air and start flipping too. So it's a wild
Yeah,
ride when it goes wrong.
it is, and yet somehow they still are a lot of fun to
Oh, we
drive.
got a
Oh,
big wreck down the back
How you doing there,
stretch.
homeboy?
David Baldassar involved. Marshall Leighton involved.
that looked like it. Yeah, it took out 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Did Ty get involved?
I don't know. He was back there in it. I'm not sure if he got by that or not. We'll have to see. We'll go back
I'm going
and
back.
let's ride along with Ty Bostic and see what he saw. That must have been behind him.
No, it happened right in front of him. He got a little tap. It didn't look like it messed him up too bad, though. Well, I guess we'll have to see if he goes in for a little repair.
Let's ride it on board now with Ty Bostic right in front of him. Oh, tries to thread the needle. He does get a little wide. So good bit of contact on the right front.
He was trying to pull for an Austin Dillon today and just didn't quite make it.
Well, looks like he got the Kevin Harvick end of that then.
Yes.
Get back and look at that again. Looks like Marshall Leighton was the one who got into the wall there.
Yeah, I do see Ty rolling down pit road, so he probably is going in and seeing for a little damage. Let's see if he's got anything out of this.
Yeah, Leighton almost hits, oddly enough, he almost hits the wall, comes down and clips David Baldassar. And if you remember, those are the two that got together in the heat race and wrecked as well.
Yes, that's true. And Ty's in and out. Yeah, he might not have any damage. He might be in good shape here.
Let's see, riding along with Baldassar off the corner, just barely gets clipped right in the wall, and man, he goes for a ride. Wouldn't you like to do that in a VR?
Yeah, he was. That it was a car cartwheel if I've ever seen one.
So you mentioned Ty Bostic in and out. Probably not much they can do for that. I mean, I hope that the suspension isn't bent too bad. But you're talking about this is 3 weeks in a row that Ty's had some bad luck here at the tracks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too, and you almost wonder what happened on pit road. We might have to go back and look at that to see the first pit road just to see what happened to him. Why he got so far back there. Sometimes a bad pit stop will put you where you don't want to be, and that in itself is a night ender for you.
Trying to look and see if we saw any penalties. I don't see that it's telling me anything. So unsure there. Not sure what happened to Ty Bostic, but whatever it was, it put him in the back, and then things got worse from there. So we're going to be coming to one to go here, and we're going to be coming to halfway when we get the green flag. Michael Murray continuing to lead. You got Sean Hufstetler in second. You got Chad Biesinger running in third, Trevor Dyer fourth, and Ed Walk in fifth. Well, Tony, what do you think so far? Who do you think has the strong car? Who's going to be able to close this one out tonight?
Well, we got our top three that have been the top three pretty much all night. So I'm thinking it might end up the way it looks right now. We got Michael, Sean, and Chad. That might be our top three. I did go back to look at Ty too, and I don't know what happened on that pit stop. Why he got filled back so far. It looked fairly clean.
Just making sure maybe to get all the fuel in. I don't know. Well, my pick, I'm going to go with the 94 Hufstetler. I think he gets it done tonight, gets his second win of the season. I think he's just sitting there waiting on Murray, waiting on the laps to click off so he can make a move. But we'll see together. They're coming around to halfway as we get the pace truck pulling off. Green flag is out, and we're back underway here at New Hampshire.
And the 14 gets a great jump. Sean had a also pretty good start. Not as good as Michael, but yeah, they kind of spread out 1, 2, 3. And unfortunately, Chad's got Trevor Dyer on his tail, looking like he's ready to make a move.
Yeah, that's the closest right now. The top two kind of space themselves out. Third, fourth, and fifth all right there together. You've
You
got
got Ed Wack in fifth too, and he looks like he's playing it smart, being a little comfortable, and just kind of just riding around and just waiting for that move to make.
you got Ty Bostic back here trying to get around Marshall Layton in the sixth.
Yeah, it's good to see those two didn't get any damage among, with that last caution, and Ty does get around Marshall, but they're still in this, so yeah, no damage for the two of them. Great.
Into turn one, you got a battle for fourth. Trevor Dyer backing up to Ed Walk. Ed looking to make a move here. And you're starting to see the guys kind of dance around off the corner. You're starting to see that that dreaded wobble off the corner, and I think it's just going to get worse from here.
Yeah, and I'm watching Ed too as he makes the pass on Trevor. He probably could have had it the lap sooner, but he played it smart. He kind of let it go and recomposed himself and got that pass done. So he's in fourth place now, and Michael Murray's looking a little loose now in the lead.
Yeah, Ed Walk now up to fourth place, starting to move towards the front as these guys up front in front of him start to get a little racy. Chad Biesinger putting pressure on the 94 of Huffstutler. That's for second place, and you're right, these guys are starting to move.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I mean, Michael's been really good all night, and he is just that car's starting to get a little slippery. It looks like. Look at it. He is crab walking it down down turn 2 there.
And they're starting to kind of bunch back up together here, coming off four.
Well, that's that tire wear, and hey, that tire wear leads to good racing and good watching for the rest of us. So yeah, your prediction of Sean might not be too far off there. But I'm looking at Ed Walk because Ed Walk is closing down. He is on the tail of Chad Biesinger, and he of the top three have been the straightest, cleanest looking driver out there right now.
Yeah, I will say Ed's car looks really good, really stable right now. Really consistent. So I wouldn't count any of these, honestly, any of the cars that are on the lead lap right now, because we've all seen things go wrong for the leaders. So
Yeah, and Chad holding strong in third place. He's also looking pretty clean. Michael, though, I every time I turn to him, he is just that car looks like he is wrestling a bear right now.
ooh, you see Sean Huffstutler drive it into the corner hard, right there on the back bumper of Murray. And he's starting to make up a little ground here. He's looking a little strong, but I think it's because he's starting to get pressure from behind. See, these cars are not that hard to drive if you drive within the limits of the car, but it's when you're trying to find that little extra, I think you start seeing issues, and we're getting down to it. You're going to start seeing that.
Yeah, and back to Sean too. Michael was getting a little loose, and it looked like Sean just had a great entry, and I think he just went a little wide just not to have any contact. But yeah, it is starting to get racy now. It just who's got the best tire and who's got the calmest foot, I guess you could say.
While this was going on, Ty Bostic and Marshall Layton both were able to get by Trevor Dyer. So Bostic up to fifth. I'm sorry, behind this group of four, and Marshall Layton up to sixth.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened to Trevor there. Maybe he just lost. I don't remember seeing him slip at all, but he just might be fighting a little bit of tire wear. And I know Sean just ran up the track just a bit, and it gave Michael Murray, the number 14, gave him a little breathing room. But Ed and Chad, the 23 and 10 right behind them, they're getting ready to pounce.
Yeah, I think Ed's about ready to make a move on Chad if Chad doesn't make a move on Sean, if Sean doesn't make a move on Michael.
That's kind of, if I was in the 10 or kind of sitting back there, that's, to me as a driver, that's what you kind of wait for. I want to have a little respect for the guys. And if you can see one guy's getting ready to make a pass,
Right.
you're going to wait a little bit and just see how that plays out. But we got less than 20 laps to go.
Who you see
So
Sean got loose there down the straightaway, or got sideways down the straightaway, and that's backed everybody up. Chad looked like he wanted to make a move, but didn't have anywhere to go, and was probably a little scared.
yeah, and Michael Murray, I don't know if he's got his mirror on or not, but he's probably happy that he can't hear engines right now.
We about had a
Yeah.
move there, but we had a caution come out. Looks like Marshall Layton and Trevor Dyer involved. Go back and look at that because I saw it pop up, but there was no caution, and then they finally did call the caution. Looks like going down the back. Ooh, looks like Marshall's starting to get sideways. Pulls over to let Trevor go, and then gasses it up, runs up the track and into Trevor, and then turns Trevor, and he goes hard in the wall as well.
That's unfortunate unfortunate for the two of them.
Now I'm gonna back it up here because this is what I was talking about here. We see we're right along with Marshall Layton as he comes off turn 2. He's close to the wall, so he hits that dip right there, and then he's trying to get the power down sideways all the way down the straightaway, trying to get the power down. Gets into turn 3, just carried a little too much speed. Okay, drifts up the track and into Trevor there. So
Yeah,
Marshall having another tough night.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Too, you can't even really brake too because you don't know what the brakes are going to do. You don't know if the brakes are going to make it worse for you or easier for you. So you almost got to kind of ride it out, feather that gas just to kind of keep some forward momentum going. That's the nature of the beast of these cars. They're that hard to drive.
Let's go give Billy O. Smith a lap back to 75, so he's going to be back. How many laps? Is that going to put him in the lead lap?
No, he's about 23 laps down right now.
Yeah. We're going to have a restart. 17 laps to go here. We're starting to get down to it. You're starting to see these guys kind of push a little harder. Right before that caution came out, looks like the 10 was able to make that pass on Chad Basinger. So Ed Walk is going to be scored to 3rd position. He was starting to make that move right as the caution came out. Looks like iRacing scored him ahead of the 23. So Ed Walk is up to 3rd and looking smooth. He's one of the smoothest guys out here, it looked like.
He was. Well, him and Chad both, they were way smoother than our top 2 drivers right now, Michael and Sean. So yeah, I can imagine Sean and Michael both are kind of like, uh-oh, here's the number 10, and yeah, he's been making some moves.
Yeah, Ed getting his first win of the season. I believe that was at. You have to remind me.
I think it was
Boston?
2 weeks ago, I want to say.
So got 1 win on the season, looking to get win number 2 here. Or was it Phoenix? Maybe it was Phoenix he got his win at.
Yeah, well, if he wants another one, he's got 15 laps to do it. So I guess that's where it comes down to.
Yeah, and he definitely looks like he's got the car to do it. He's got to put himself in the right position. Like, again, I think he was just being really patient from what I saw. And,
very much so, yeah.
So his patience may pay off here if he can hang on here.
It's just getting by these guys. That's going to be the trick too, And it was like you say, you squeezed off that throttle a little bit too much, and it's just kind of that fine line. We got pace lights off on the pace truck this lap.
We're going to be coming to 14 to go when we get the green flag. So again, getting down to it. These laps are a little bit longer than what the guys are used to. So you think 14 and you kind of get impatient. But there's still a lot of racing left to do.
Well, if Ed wants a shot at this, he's got to have a great restart. Not saying we're not going to have another caution, but if he can at least get by one of them within the first 5 laps, he might have a chance at taking over that lead.
Two, 3, and 4. We're going to see the pace truck pull off. Michael Murray leads. Sean Huffstetler, Ed Walk, Chad Basinger, Ty Bostic up to 5th place. So trying to rebound from some early issues. We'll see the pace truck pull off. Murray will lead them down. We'll see the green flag with 14
Green flag.
laps to go here at New Hampshire for the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. And immediately, looks like Sean Huffstetler is going to look inside for that lead.
Yeah, he tried to get a good run on there, and he did. He just it wasn't enough to clear or even get side by side with Michael. But look at Ed. Ed has gone side by side now. He is almost door to door with Sean.
I was about to say, I wonder if that move cost him some speed there off too, and it looks like it did. But Ed Walken able to capitalize, and they single out again.
Yeah, well, it definitely cost him the lower line, and I don't know if Ed was trying to make something work down there, but he's he's a lot lower than the other two currently, and I don't know, he might have a little bit more tire on him, because he's been saving.
Huffstetler again having issues getting the power down the backstretch, and
yeah, and Ed's going high now. He's trying that way high lane.
Ooh, almost too high.
Yeah.
Gets back in line. He's been flirting with that bottom lane too. I'm a little worried if he drops tires down on that flat part like he's been doing, how upset the car gets. I would be a little scared of that, but these guys know better than I do. Well, you see Ed starting to have issues.
Yeah, well, I think he's feeling a little bit of pressure now. He knows he's got Chad and Ty Bostic behind him, and the two of them are almost one car right now. They're running so tight. So it's just he was trying to get the capitalization, but I think he squeezed off that throttle a little bit too much, and he just got to calm himself down and get moving.
We drove up the track there trying to carry that speed in the corner, maybe a little too high. Chad Biesinger is going to look to the inside, trying to take that third position. Walker's going to hold off, though. It looks like Bostic's going to stick his nose on the outside of Biesinger, so he's going to try to take over fourth place.
Yeah, we got a great race, third, fourth, and fifth right now. They are fighting, and as that's all happening, Michael Murray has just pulled out a nice. He's got a little over half a second lead on Sean Huffstetler, and Michael's looking good though. He is not nearly as slippery as he used to be. So I don't know if he was able to cool down them tires a little bit on that caution, but he is looking nice and clean right now.
Well, I tell you what, Walker's starting to drop back. He was having issues. He was trying to get around Sean, but Sean was putting a block on him. And look who showed up to the party. Ty Bostic up to third place.
Yeah, he made that outside work and got back by Chad and Ed. And he's still not 100% in the clear, but he's running that third lane and just carrying a lot of momentum. And he's getting ready to make a move on for second right now.
I think Ed's made his tires mad. He's dropped back to fifth place and struggling really bad trying to get that car to go straight down the backstretch.
Well, like you were saying, though, he's running that real low line, and, he might just be getting caught up on that dip, and it just might be throwing him off. If you look at everybody else right now, they're all running. I mean, even Michael Murray, he's in that second or third lane, and, they haven't caught him at all, and that's exactly where Ty's running. Ty's actually running even a little higher than Michael, and, he's able to get that momentum. And I know Sean is fighting for that second place really hard, but he's got to hang on to another 7 laps. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that.
These are your points leader and second place in points right here, really close together. Sean Huffstetler's driving a very defensive line, especially going into 3, going in really low, trying to keep Bostic from getting to the inside. It may backfire here as Bostic's going to look to the outside.
Yeah, he kind of let him have the upper lane that time around, and Ty was able to get it. It almost looks like he's cleared him now.
Yep, here comes Sean back. No, he can't get the power down, so moves second place. Move Ty Bostic up to second. Ty's rebound brilliantly here, and he's going to try to chase down Murray with 6 laps to go.
Yeah, I'm just watching lap times too, and I'm just Michael's still running a little bit quicker, but Ty's got a good clean. Oh,
Huffstetler, no. Yeah, Huffstetler in the wall, flipping down the backstretch, and no caution.
And we got the caution now.
Fellas, we have got a very, very difficult official this week, so make sure we're minding our P's and Q's.
Well, that was very unfortunate for Sean. He looked like another cartwheel up against the wall there. But I know
struggling.
Yeah.
For several laps there, just trying to keep things straight. And I think it finally bit him down the backstretch, trying to get the power down, touches the wall, touches it again, and then from there on, you're just a passenger.
Well, the one person that really liked that was Ty. He didn't have to worry about spending those laps catching up to him because he's caught up to him now. Michael Murray, unfortunately, probably did not want to see that caution coming. But he's had great restarts all night, so he should be able to do it. But he's got Ty on his back now, so it's gonna be a fun restart, and they're not gonna have many laps to get anything done. So
Yeah, 4 laps. You're gonna have a green white. I think we're gonna be in overtime here.
possibly, yeah. It seems like we're always having cautions with 4 to 5 laps to go, and it's tough to call whether or not iRacing is going to put you into that overtime or not.
It's gonna be another lap back for, I believe, Bilio's. No, it was David Baltasar that came around him. Huffstutler, looks like he's done. He's in the pits. That's a shame. He was having a good points tonight. It was looking good for him, actually. We had Ty Bostic back there in 8th place at one point. And Sean riding in 2nd. And now we've completely flipped that. Sean is sitting in 7th place. And if he didn't get back out, he may lose another position to Marshall Layton. And Ty's running in 2nd. So I told you it wasn't over.
Well, Marshall's got 13 laps down, so Sean's probably going to be safe in the 7th place, but the chances of him making any positions right now are really not an option for him. I know he's praying he doesn't want to see Ty win. That's because that'll hurt him in the points even more.
Yeah, but Sean's had a couple of good races, and Ty's kind of had a couple of missed opportunities in the last couple of races. And so Ty's looking to kind of rebound here and doing a good job so far. Was able to climb back up to 2nd place. I mean, I'm sure he's looking at the points and would love to have a good points night, but you got the you got the win staring you in the face right in front of you too. And as racers, sometimes it's kind of hard to look at points when you have a chance at a win.
Well, for sure. And Michael being kind of new to the series, and I don't think he's actually in the points game, but this he's going for his 3rd win right now, and he's been looking strong all night, and he's only got to get it done for another couple laps.
I think he's got 3 wins. I think him and Ty both have 3 wins apiece in the series.
Okay.
So that's your main competitor as far as that goes, and I'm sure that's not lost on Ty Bostic either. You don't want to see that guy that's tied with you and wins get another win. You develop a sort of a rivalry, even though if it may not be like a personal vendetta kind of rivalry or anything, but you start seeing those guys click off wins, and you want to be the top dog in the series. Even if you're leading the points, you want to be the top dog as far as the wins go, and kind of assert your dominance in a series like this.
Well, mathematically too, if Michael wins tonight and there's 2 more races, he's got an opportunity to win. He could pull the championship. Even not being here for the first few races.
Yeah, he's definitely looking to make up points, and that's another thing. You don't want to see that happen either, because if this guy can pull off wins like this, you don't want to have to battle him going down the wire. But we'll see what happens. We're got the pace truck pulling off here. Green, white, checkered, 3 laps to go here at New Hampshire.
Green flag.
Green's out, and we're back underway, and Murray is off with Bostic in tow.
And the top 6 or at least the top 5 got a great restart there. Michael Murray just a little bit better though. He really got a great run into turn 1 and 2, and he made a little bit of space. He made as much space as he needed to kind of pull away from Ty.
He did. He made up a good bit of ground there through the corner, through 1 and 2. Here comes Bostic back through 3 and 4. They're going to see the white flag, 1 lap to go. And now that we have the white flag, it doesn't matter. The next flag will be the checkered flag. Everybody racing back, and Bostic starting to close in a little bit.
Yeah, he is. He's not going to have enough time, I don't think. And unless Michael gets a little loose. And Ed Walk is on the inside. He was having a great race in 4th, and just that's sad for him.
Bilio Smith also having issues behind it, but they're through 3 and 4. Murray's going to hang on and get the victory number 4 of the season. Bostic in 2nd. Basinger finishes 3rd, but great race tonight by Michael Murray in the 14 machine.
Yeah, what a strong race by him. Wins the heat race, comes out here, pretty much leads every lap, and great, another great run for Michael Murray.
Yeah, it's going to, like I said, win number 4. Looking to climb in the points a little bit. Just a solid race all night tonight. Kind of dominated, honestly, out front. Was able to just kind of set the tone, set the pace for the race, and takes home another win here in the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. So look at the race results here. You got Michael Murray finishing in first, as we were just talking about. Ty Bostic again comes home second place. Great points night for him. Chad Basinger able to hang on to third. Was in the top 3 pretty much all night. Had a good solid run. Trevor Dyer started up front, fell back a little bit, was able to claw his way back up to a 4th place finish. Ed Walk, we saw him have issues there at the end. Was able to hang on to a 5th place finish. 6th place is going to be Bryant Newingham. Great rebound for him as well. He had some issues in the heat race and early on in the race was able to claw his way back up to 6th. 7th place, unfortunate issues for the 94 machine. Sean Huffstetler finishes 7th. 8th, Marshall Layton, another struggle tonight for him in the 6th machine. Was able to come home in 8th though. Billy O. Smith in 9th. David Baldassar, after starting on the pole for the heat race, ends up in 10th. And then your final finisher with apparent equipment issues is the 18 of Brendan Basinger.
It was kind of sad for Bryant. Brian Newingham, this is a guy we didn't really talk about too much too. He had a great rebound. He's been showing a decent mid-pack speed lately too. So good rebound on him.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Thank our sponsors. We're going to come back and talk to the top 3 finishers of tonight's event. And we'll wrap it up and see what else we got to talk about. We'll be right back after this. Racing action from the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series is brought to you by Team 126 Racing, your home for hard-nosed, short-track racing action from the UK. Like and follow them at facebook.com/Team126Racing. By Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing and experience immersion on a whole new level. Visit thebuttkicker.com to see all of their amazing products today. By Track Racer. Experience refined gaming for yourself, including the new Alpine Racing TRX system. For more information, visit trackracer.com today. By Edwards Setup Shop, proud setup provider of the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. Visit facebook.com/Edwards Setup Shop for more information. And by Epsilon Sprint Wraps, the place to get your sprint car and dirt racing paint schemes. Visit facebook.com/Epsilon Sprint Wraps today. All right, we're back here at New Hampshire, and I believe, Tony, you're standing by with our 3rd place finisher, Chad Basinger.
Yes, sir.
Well, we've been talking to you just about every single week, and another nice, strong 3rd place finish for you this evening. So, how was your race for you tonight?
Good. I have no complaints. Just needed a little bit more speed, I guess. Keep up with them top 2 guys.
Yeah, well, we were watching you the whole race, and like I said, you had a nice, strong 3rd place run, and the car looked really stable for you, especially about 3/4 of the way through. Michael and Sean in front of you, they were just really wiggling and a lot. I know you were getting a little pressure from Ed Walk behind you around
Yeah.
that time, and you're just you and Ed both were really smooth at that point, and we didn't know what was going to happen, but I don't know. Give us some of the thoughts of what was going through your mind around that point. I mean, how was the car?
It was good. It was consistent for me the whole time. I feel like I felt like I wasn't overdriving it, very much early on. Just kind of going with it. Yeah, man, that was a great battle for a while. It was Ed and Sean, and then Ty got in there. That was some fun.
Yeah. There was quite a bit of a race there for second, third, and fourth, and even fifth at one point. And I know you were pretty much involved in all of that. And how was fuel mileage? We noticed everybody too. They went in for that first caution pit stop. Was fuel going to be an issue, or is that why everybody kind of pitted?
Yeah, it was going to be close. I mean, with the number of cautions, it might have been fine, but when you get a caution around that point that we did, we all, it was just better safe than sorry, and it would have been really close, I think.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of what we were assuming, but yeah, it's good to know. It's hard to tell the fuel mileage on some of these cars, especially on a lot of these tracks. And apparently, your son was having another connection issue night too, so that was
Yeah,
unfortunate for him also. But
yeah.
but yeah, congratulations again on your third place, and we'll leave the floor open to you. You can thank whoever you'd like.
I'm just again thankful for the guys that keep coming out every week. This good core group of guys, a lot of fun racing with them.
Well, yeah, we appreciate that, and we appreciate watching this and doing this for you because, yeah, you guys do put on a great show every week. Well, have yourself a good evening, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
All right, guys, thanks.
All right, Tony, I'm standing down here with second place finisher tonight. Didn't think we were going to say that early in the race, but Manny was able to rebound to second place. Ty Bostic, Ty, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Well, Ty, there's no bones about it. You've had a couple of rough weeks before this, kind of, starting to slip into points a little bit. Tell me how important it was to kind of rebound tonight, try to get the season back on track, try to keep that points lead. Sean was trying to run you down there.
Yeah, like I said, that was huge. Like I said, we had a slim, I think it was 7 point difference before going in the race, so I needed to make up every spot I could. So making it back up to the field definitely was good for my points for the night.
Yeah, we were talking too early on. It was like you had a little struggle there. Kind of got into a little bit of a scrum, I think, with the six of Marshall late in there. And well, they had issues in front of you. You were unable to kind of get through cleanly. Just clip that right front. How concerned were you, or are you, I guess, at this point, about the damage that may have caused to the car?
Yeah, I thought I took a bigger hit than I actually did. That's why I went down after that wreck. I only had like 7 seconds of optional repairs, so that worked out pretty good. So apparently my car wasn't very damaged. So I went down for those 7 seconds repairs and topped off my gas tank after that wreck happened.
Yeah, we were concerned too when we saw that because that was a pretty good hit. I was worried you took some pretty serious damage there, but luckily you were able to kind of squeeze through there without too much damage. But before that, we were kind of questioning what happened to get you back there in the first place.
I was just trying to make it interesting on myself, so I decided to go a little extra fast on pit road.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, you got to keep it interesting. Get a little extra pressure. No issues there for sure. Well, I think Sean being the closest guy to you in points, he kind of had issues there towards the end. So you're going to maintain the points lead. Going into next round, the next race of the season, round 11, there's only two races left. Kind of what's your mindset? What's your focus? Are you points racing at this point? You trying to get another win? What are you looking at going for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I'm just going to try to get as many points as possible. Obviously, win's always nice, but it's hard to get a win in the group with some of these top guys. We're all battling every day, and Michael's kind of a standout, so it's hard to hang with him some days. So I'm just going to try to make sure I can get as many points as possible, stay consistent, try to stay out of the wrecks that I've been finding myself in the last couple of weeks, and like I said, try to maximize my points.
Well, you did a good job of doing that tonight. Was able to kind of squeak back up there into the second place, score those all important points. Again, congratulations tonight. We're going to hand you the mic. Is there anybody out there watching you'd like to thank, or any sponsors you'd like to thank?
And just give a shout out to my parents. They always like watching these.
Well, shout out to you guys as well for putting on a great show. We love covering it. We have a lot of fun. And again, congratulations tonight. Second place, one spot off of the top spot, but still a great points night. And we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
All right, there's Ty Bostic tonight, second place finisher. Tony did exactly what he wanted to do, capitalized on some points, some very important points, with two races left in the season.
Well, I'm sure he didn't want to speed down pit road, but that's all right. It still worked out for him. A little extra challenge during a race isn't that so bad.
But looking at the next race on the season, looking at the schedule, it's going to be USA International Speedway. Again, one of my favorite tracks, but that's a tough track in any car, much less with these cars. You talking about getting off the corner? We're going to watch that because it's going to be a tough one as far as the dips coming off the corner there. Should be a lot of fun though. Should be some great racing. And then we had a New Smyrna, kind of a sister track to USA, similar in shape but not really the same. So we're going to look forward to some great racing in the season for sure.
Yeah, both of these tracks. Well, USA is almost kind of like a big Martinsville, a nice flat track with some very minimal banking, and long straightaways. And New Smyrna, it's kind of similar, but there are going to be two more fun races in this series.
Well, we've got some exciting news to announce as well. We are returning for Season 2 of the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. We're going to be taking a couple weeks off, Tony, after the last race. We're going to take a few weeks off, and we'll come back to Iowa Speedway in October for Season 2 of the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. Excited to be able to cover that, and excited to see what these guys are able to do for the second season in a row.
The new schedule looks a lot of fun. They're going to be going to a couple of familiar tracks that we've already seen them at, and a lot of new ones too. So it's more short track orientated, and it's going to be a lot of fun actually.
Looking at Langley, the Bull Ring, Irwindale, a lot of fun tracks on there. Southern National, a lot of different kinds of tracks.
Nashville Fairgrounds, the one I got circled.
Yeah,
you know, like that one, and it's so bumpy. I cannot wait to see how these things are going to run out there.
No kidding. That's going to be a lot of fun. Five Flags is one of my favorite as well. So a lot of great tracks on the schedule. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Look forward to calling the action, and hope you guys will tune in for that as well. And honestly, if you want to get in on the action, they're always looking for drivers. If you want to try these cars out, we talk about every week how hard these cars are to drive. Come in. Show us that you're the best on the track. Try to beat these guys that do this every week. And I'm sure they'd love to have you. We'd love to showcase your talent. But if you're not in the race, make sure to join us every Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Watch these guys kind of try to tame these beasts. And again, you see week in, week out, the racing's great. The entertainment's very high. We just have a lot of fun with this.
It's a great series, great league, and get out here. And if you want a hand in this, it looks like a lot of fun. If I wasn't broadcasting, I'd probably be out there with them.
Well, Tony, that's going to do it from here in New Hampshire. These guys again, a great race, awesome show, but unfortunately, our winner was not able to join us in Discord. But again, Michael Murray with his 4th win. What about that?
Well, we're going to eventually get that elusive interview of him, and we can ask him about all these wins. But yeah, it'd be nice to get him out here and have a chat with him and see what makes him tick with these cars.
Well, again, finishing up here from New Hampshire, Michael Murray takes home the victory. Victory number 4 of the season. Ty Bostic reclaims his dominance in the point series. And we'll see what happens next week. 2 races to go. But for Tony Solari and the guys at the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series and Full Throttle Television, my name is Brody Hanna. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you next Sunday, 9 p.m. from USA Speedway.